Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to this edition of Going Crazy. Today we are actually fucking going crazy. For some odd reason, I had the idea to bring in three comics and have them be, tripping on three different levels. So we have Dane that's gonna be, just taking it. But Dane is gone. He's disappeared. This is what you get with comedians anyway. They're fucking all over the place. And now they've taken some drugs, and these drugs have taken them around the world. And he told me, like, I'm gonna take some acid. I'm gonna go to the fucking forest and lose my mind. And hopefully he'll join us at some point. He's supposed to be the responsible one here because I've never taken it. That's why it's so interesting to me. And we have Cece in America, and she is complete. I think she took the most, so she's the high dose level. And then we've got Scott, which he is somewhere in the middle, and I'm going to introduce him. But first, with no further ado, let's just have the little opening I have here to introduce the show, and then we'll do it. Ba-bam. All right, let's get this show on the road. And here we go. What's up, guys? What's up? Wait, let me put you in little... here we go. Here we go. Wait, I got to turn on your mic. Sorry, that's my bad. And here you are. How you guys doing?
Good. Yes.
Let's do it. Is she what?
I'm still sort of trying to figure out where I'm standing. I'm still kind of trying to figure out where in my house I can have this, because I was told I had to do it outside where I couldn't knock anything over or make a mess. So,
who told you that? Who told you that?
Oh, my mother, because I live with her.
Okay, so your mother is now aware that you are on two tabs, and she doesn't want you to ruin the house.
She's aware that I've taken acid. She is not aware of the quantity. I downplayed. I'm like, no, it's just like, you were a hippie, because she was not a hippie. But like, she was contemporaneous with the she's fine. We get along.
Why was she afraid that you'll ruin the house?
That is not entirely because of my intoxication level. I break and ruin things.
Okay, accidentally.
So it would only be exasperated by the fact that.
Scott, how are you doing over there, Scott?
I've been in that native English speaking.
I'm fucked up, but not too fucked up to correct your grammar.
Ooh, thank you. Good to me.
What's up over there? You were touching your face before, Scott. What's going on with your face?
It's very. So first of all, as I was saying before, I'm not really over the fact that when I'm doing something with my right hand, then this guy on the screen is doing it with his left hand, and it's still like the directions are switched because I don't really.
How is it?
Right? Like
that's
when you
a normal thing.
Yeah. Anyways, and I feel like this side of my face is very. Is everybody else saying that, or is that just me?
Is it what? Is it what?
Very elastic right now. Just this side though, not this side.
Yeah, but if I do that, then it's elastic anyway. Like I'm elastic as well.
Okay.
So I think we're all just elastic in our face.
Okay, that's comforting.
Is that? Is that? So I've heard that it's kind of confusing looking at yourself when you're on acid. Is that true?
This is the first time that I've ever done that, and it is it's a whole Well, and also the reverse part of it, as I told you, is still doing a fucking number on me. And then just in general, yes, it's very, especially because it's kind of like there's a delay for a little bit, and it's not really. I don't know.
Cece, how you feeling about that?
It's fucking weird, man. the whole deal. I mean, mirror time is always weird when you're tripping. You know, it's like.
Yeah, I always get away from if I'm ever on psychedelics and I go to the bathroom and then you see yourself in the mirror. It's like, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah, we're not going in there because that's the place to
go.
Why? What happens in the mirror?
I think it's just you don't like. Maybe I don't think I'm gonna like what I'm gonna see. You know, like the fucked up version of me or something is gonna be terrifying. I think.
Huh. So this is not the same effect as a mirror, because you're also looking at other people, no?
Maybe, I guess. I think it's just, I feel like it's more, yeah.
And because you can see, because you know other people can see you. When you're really looking in a mirror, that's private.
Wait, other people can see you right now? No,
I've never taken acid. There's some part of me that's afraid of it because I don't know what's going on. Can you tell me what it is for you? What you're going on, or what you're going through? Like, of course, you've been feeling this since before the broadcast. So,
who should go? So I've only taken. I haven't. I didn't take a huge amount, and I've never taken a very large amount of acid. I've taken like larger amounts of other psychedelics, but just once or twice. And it's really, I find like this amount is really nice because, I don't know, like I was taking the train home from work when it was kicking in and it was like gorgeous weather outside and I was listening to music and it was just great. I just felt really nice and just kind of like my brain was vibrating, but in a good way. But still, it was very manageable amounts. I didn't feel like afraid of anything or like something bad is going to happen. And then there have been a few times so far, because what time is it? 8. So I took it 3 hours ago. There have been a few moments where I'm like, okay, now I've settled in, and then it's not. Then there's more still later. So,
what is the more still later?
Huh?
What is that? The more still later. What is it?
Like it's still like climbs more like after when I think kind of like, okay, I've settled in now. This is what it feels like, and we're like plateauing kind of, and then after a while that you think that, and then it kind of.
In college, one of my friends once said that that's why he thought it was called tripping, because you like trip from one plane to the next. Like you're on this level and then you trip from the next, you trip from the next.
Mm.
And I always thought that was kind of
pretentious.
For sure, pretentious, but it also like kind of evocative. Like I mean, pretentious, yes, for sure.
Well, I'm just sorry.
How's your day been, Sissy? What's since you've been high?
Been outside. There's lots of birds around here. I've been enjoying visuals. I'd say mostly. I've been listening to music. Like music has been on, but like my greatest hits, like. Nothing profound, nothing, just, my sort of comfort food music. And I've been sort of like, I'm lucky enough to be in a really pretty part of the world at a pretty part of day. I'm like just looking at these birds and shit. Like, it's all right.
There's a great sunset going on in Berlin right now. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like,
You both feel to me like you're very connected to the moment right now.
Oh yeah, that's part of it, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to say it in like a really no, it is. Yeah, no, sure. No, it's well, that's like something that's good about like drugs in general is that you're not right. Like you can just kind of that's like the best thing about even all different kinds is that you're pretty much going to be very focused on what's going on right now and not worrying about other shit. That's why people do it.
How you feeling about? Sorry, what? Cece? How do you feel about doing this while you're tripping? Like, how's this feeling?
I don't know. I feel like I should be embarrassed that it's like self-important or something that I think people are going to give a shit what I have to say about being on acid right now. I don't know, but I'm having fun talking to you guys about it while I'm doing it. That part's fun. And I forgot that Dane's supposed to come. If he actually shows up at some point, it's going to be like, oh my god, holy shit, Dane's here! It's going to be crazy.
It's so funny.
gonna be like if you're in the club and then you lose your friend and you're really high and then you find your friend like an hour later.
I forgot you went around the quest and what did you find? Yeah.
That's funny because I was like, oh, everything's just gonna be fine with 3 people tripping, and Dane was supposed to be the responsible one because he's the one who's most experienced. What?
Because he does it all the time. He does acid like every day.
Yeah, I was like telling him, "Oh, you're gonna be my moderator and shit," and now he just got lost in the woods. He just told me I'm gonna go in the woods and I'm gonna have my phone, and now he's MIA.
Yeah, he does. He
does that. Scott.
He goes on hikes and stuff like that.
Jerk against jerk. Let's play nice. Acid. We are all mean people in our bones. Let's be nice today. Let's have a nice what?
I wasn't.
Scott doesn't think that he's mean.
You weren't being mean, and I wasn't being mean, but we are bad, mean people.
Yeah.
Are you including me in this, or just the two of you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Why? Why are we mean people? Why are we bad, mean people?
I think you kind of have to be funny. I don't want to have this conversation.
Okay, so we can also not have this conversation.
I mean, we can have it. It's your show.
No, but how are you feeling about being on this?
It's your behest. So
I'm just saying, how are you feeling about being on a show while tripping? Let's go to that question.
Fine. Hopefully it's funny for. I don't know. I think if I was watching it, I would think it's kind of funny. I'm still worried about this cheek here, like the elasticity earlier. It's not going away.
I wonder if it's a lighting issue.
No, it's the acid. It's the acid. It's just.
So on one hand, it's the acid. On the other hand, you're still investigating this because what? Yeah. It's affecting you.
I might as well. I'm here. Might as well lean into it and figure out. So I don't really have any like strong visuals. So I didn't have that much. But then like in terms of just things, now it's getting kind of wacky.
Like what? What do you see?
Just like my face is all stretchy. Like not like more than what you're seeing. It's I assume.
Okay. Cece, how are you feeling about Scott's stretchy face?
Scott's stretchy face. I'm definitely observing kind of like I took a shitload of acid, so like I'm really getting visuals. So as Scott pulls at his face to me, I'm like, yeah, man, your fucking face is coming apart. Like I know that it's Scott. So I recognize it is face.
Just this side though, just this side. I don't know.
It's like Mission Impossible. You're like taking off your face.
That side, and there's the you're coming into shadow from one shoulder and daylight from the other shoulder. And I think it's creating like a I think you're coming at a point. I think the light is coming at a point here. And that's what I think. Okay.
It's the golden hour. That's why I look so handsome right now.
Lovely.
That's probably the acid too.
So, Cece, how are you feeling about being on a show while tripping balls?
Honestly, it doesn't. The first show I did after quarantine, or like in quarantine, whatever, felt like I was fucking tripping. It was the most dissociative, weirdest, most so unpleasant. And I've done it a couple of times now, and now like the show part is not the way. Yeah, you feel like you're fucking tripping when you're watching yourself speak at a micro nanosecond delay. Like it makes you feel insane. So
do you feel that maybe when you're like this is over tomorrow, you're gonna ask yourself, did this really happen or no? No, it's not that far off.
I mean, it was in my calendar.
It's what?
It was in my calendar. Like it was.
Yeah, that's true. I gotta say, seeing you two, I've never done acid, so seeing you two kind of calms me down because every time you hear stories about it, you're like, oh, people are doing, you know.
Like think that you're gonna like jump off your balcony or something like that. But that's why I haven't done it too many times, and I always do smaller amounts, and it's very, very manageable. And it's just
I've done it a bunch, and I take a shitload, and I'm fucking fine. I don't know what to say.
How many times have you done it, Scott?
All 4 or 5, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, something like that. All pretty recent. Right. I did mushrooms like a decade ago, and like a massive. What I later found out was like a maximum dose of mushrooms, which I was told was like, here, this is a normal amount for your first time to be on psychedelics, and it was it was really something. But
did you hallucinate with the mushrooms?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. It was very intense. It was the first hour was horrible. I wanted it to be over, and I wanted to throw up because it was way too much for me. It was like a sensory overload. I wasn't ready for it at all. It was very difficult. But then when I got through it, then it was like really fun, and I couldn't stop laughing for like a few hours. And then like it was way too intense. Like it was way too much for especially a first time with something like that. So I like it, with acid that you can be. And just like the character of it is very nice when I've had these experiences with it. Like I've never had a bad experience. I guess also when you have less, it's maybe not as dangerous you can't go quite as far like into a bad place. But I've also just never had it go in a bad direction for me before, which is nice because I know that can happen too.
How about you?
What was the question?
Scott is responsible. Scott has a government job.
That's true. I work for the police.
Yeah.
You work for the police?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. I think you told me that once.
Yeah.
How did the police? What did police think about acid?
I think it's illegal.
Whoa, what? Say again.
That's why I told you not to tag me in this on Facebook.
Yeah, that's true. What do you do for the police again?
I know. It's very much not for the police. I'm an orchestra musician, but my orchestra is like a police orchestra.
Okay.
To explain what the actual. We have nothing to do with being police or any. It's a professional orchestra, but it's like a government public service functioning orchestra type of thing. But technically, my employer is the Brandenburg State Police. Yes.
Okay.
They don't.
But you're all musicians. They know. I mean, they know you're not.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. Oh no. Actually, hilariously, my boss, the orchestra conductor, came to watch me do a set last night. He found my Instagram, and then said found out that I do comedy and wanted to come watch me do a set, and he did. And I actually smoked a joint on stage, so I don't know. So it's a cat's out of the bag on that one. I don't know.
Cece, how are you feeling with like people knowing that you're doing acid and drugs and stuff like that?
I had to change my name. I mean, you have me tagged as Hexa, which is not my name because it's not a name. It's I'm not. But it's. I mean, I'm not. Sorry. It's a stupid fucking thing, and I always kind of look down on people who had stage names because let's like just be your fucking self. But I'm trying to because I need to pay rent because I don't want to live in my childhood bedroom for the rest of my life. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice bedroom. I mean,
it is a nice bedroom.
It's like super nice, but like I still like my mom.
I would like to live in your bedroom, Cece.
Or they like let me take acid as long as I don't make a mess. Like that's like not a bad setup.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, but still, so I teach. Who wouldn't want this? Who wouldn't want this to teach to shape young minds?
True.
So I have a separate. It's fucked because it's like my real name is my stage name because it's like the me is like yes I went to college and I educate children and then my stage name is the real me who's like takes acid and does comedy.
That's insane. Like, so basically, I have an acid show with one guy who's the stoner that's completely missing, and now I have a teacher and a policeman.
The same thing missing.
This is the backbone of society over here.
Yeah,
All right, okay. Let me ask you this. What kind of a thing can we be like creative with? Like, is it like if we do something with a body or with sound, or do we play a game? Like I played Would You Rather on this show. I don't know, something that'll get your juices flowing, I guess. You got an idea?
No.
No, none of those things?
Sound fine.
I don't know any of those things. I mean, I don't have any other ideas. I didn't know
Yeah.
were we supposed to have ideas. I probably not.
All right, let's play. What is this? What is that?
The rock.
Where is it from?
It's personal. We're not telling you.
Okay. You wanna bring something from? You wanna play an association game or something? Maybe bring something from your bedroom.
Well, I mean, here's everything from my bedroom. Here,
Just bring one thing that you can tell us a story about.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You go get something. Yeah. Guys, if you're just joining the show, I've got supposed to be 3 comics. One of them is missing. 2 are tripping, and we're doing the show. You can write us some comments, and we will answer you. Well, what is it?
One is a pillow person from the 1980s. I don't know if you'll remember pillow people from the 1980s.
I don't remember.
You don't remember.
No.
They were a brief camp fad, but that doesn't mean that one of them couldn't have been a beloved, treasured member of the family.
Does she have a name?
Just because you're an atrocious 80s fad doesn't mean you didn't give me great joy and comfort.
She gave you great joy and comfort?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Since
you were a kid?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Mainly as a kid. I mean, I know not so much lately, but definitely did a lot of heavy lifting at sleepaway camps. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like what? What do you mean?
Less than my 30s, but you know, there were definitely some boohoos and some, I don't know.
But it seems like you have some emotion towards it, no?
Very deep emotion.
You kept it. It looks good.
Oh, you don't want it. Oh, if we're gonna start going, you don't want to start. No.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't have anything interesting. I just got this thing that goes in a shoe.
What?
That's all super fun. So
Okay, well,
Why'd you bring this thing that goes in a shoe, Scott?
what else? I thought it would be wacky. I guess I don't know.
okay.
Do you use it? Do you use it often?
Yeah. Well, if I need to like travel for concerts or something, and then I need to have like my dress shoes in my suitcase, then you don't want them to get squished, so you have the little shoe guys that go in.
Do you travel a lot for music?
Not lately, but I have very, very much. But now that I am
Okay, I mean, do you guys really want to hear about this? Because I feel like
Yes.
people never really
Yes, please. We want to. Yes. No, I'm being serious. Come back. I'm being serious. Yes, please. I feel like we have a mirror into a child's head right now. It's amazing.
Okay. So these are all the different kinds of mobile phones you can have, and they're all very different, special in different ways. Okay. First of all,
I'm just gonna say Cece is 30 years old. How old are you,
I'm
Cece?
36 years old.
36 years old. All right, let's.
Divorced. I am like an adult by all measurables. in any like on paper way that you can measure adulthood. Like I pay taxes. Anyway, okay. So this one,
And she's a teacher. Yeah. Okay.
and I'm a teacher. Well, this is what makes me a good teacher.
Okay.
All the bullshit aside, like I'm a good teacher.
Yeah. We know.
So this one is this is the most special one because not only is it a fuzzy one, But also, you'll see that it has a little red mark on it.
Yeah.
Which means that it was at a special meeting that of me and my ponies when I was like a baby. Nobody ever got to hear about this.
You had a special meeting with your ponies?
My ponies, me and my ponies, and we stole my mom's. This is amazing. God, she's so happy, you don't even know. We stole my mom's nail polish, and everyone got nail polish on the bottom of their little hoof. And so the extra special ones are not only special because they're things like fuzzies or whatever, but the extra special ones also have the mark there, which means that they were there. They're like truly there from before, you know. I kept getting My Little Ponies after that meeting, but we all knew secretly that we weren't one of My Little Ponies from before. There was like there was a whole like shadow government thing. There was a quilt.
Scott, you're looking at yourself very intently. Is that something happening there?
Yeah, I feel like I'm like the most comfortable. I'm the most comforted when I'm looking at myself right now. Like I don't know if it's narcissism or just like because it just makes me. But to keep going. I'm loving this story. This is great.
Okay, what was it?
I'm enjoying the ponies. I'm just also staring.
Shadow government. Well, first let me tell you really quickly about what makes them all special. Like this one is special because it's a unicorn. This one is special because it's smelly. It doesn't smell anymore. It smelled in the 80s. For sure, in the 80s.
Generation of being smelly. All right, cool.
Anyway, they're all special. They're all special.
Wait, what is? Tell us all of them. Tell them one is unicorn, one is smelly.
That are plain to see. They don't need me.
No, but I want you to tell me.
First of all, the neon hair. That's very special. This one has a diamond, like a glittery diamond, and glitter hair. So special.
My apartment is vibrating now. I don't know if it is.
Sorry. You guys.
I think it's
vibrating.
I think it's not the acid. I think it's just like.
CC, Scott's apartment is vibrating.
Scott's apartment is vibrating.
It's your phone?
No, my fridge.
Your fridge is vibrating.
Turned on and started doing, and then it made like my table and some things go like, and then says I was.
All right, let's try.
My fridge, it's fine.
All right, let's try one. Let's try one. Would you rather? Okay.
Okay.
Let's see if I'm trying to find a. All right. Would you rather have sex with the lights on or lights off?
On.
On.
Why?
If you would rather with the lights off, then that's not somebody that you actually want to be fucking anyways, is it? Right? Like so.
Okay, so you're not ashamed in any way.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, you should. If you don't want to see, then that's not really a great situation, anyways.
Yeah.
Right? Like, shouldn't you? You should want to see, right?
Yes.
I like to see.
I am agreeing with Scott. Every way. I'm also.
Guy. I like to see.
My Little Pony was making me brush my hair. I told you guys beforehand that it was going to go. I brush my hair.
Cece told us before the thing that
you and Ori talk for a minute while I find my hairbrush, okay?
Okay. Cece told us before that she put her hair in a braid so she doesn't just spend the whole broadcast brushing her hair.
Yeah.
So how did you feel like before, like the first time you took it? Like you just said you did it like 4 or 5 times, right?
Yeah, I think the first time I did like a proper. The thing is, the first time I took like a proper like a quarter tab, which is like still a decent dose. I was very sleepy, and I'm pretty sure I was pretty drunk also. And then I slept through most of it, and I just remember waking up, and I had to take a train to Nuremberg, and waking up and being like, oh. This is still happening now. Like this is still like because I'm not used to that. Like with drugs, normally once you stop taking them and then you go to sleep for like 8 hours, then you wake up, it's gone. Like you can have a hangover, but like it was like nope, this is very much still. But it was really nice. Like it's one of compared to like a lot of other things like the coming off of it and transitioning out of it is actually very, very pleasant, which is really nice because normally with like hard drugs, that is a horrible experience. So.
For me, as a Jew, waking up as like high on a train to Nuremberg would be a very different experience.
Yeah.
So, have you ever?
I was down there to play some. I was substituting with the orchestra down there, and the orchestra's rehearsal space is like right beside the big field where they had all the rallies, like the Hitler rallies. Like the big Nuremberg party rallies was literally like in the backyard of where I was rehearsing that whole week. It was hilarious.
And you were still tripping while that was happening?
Oh no, just on the train.
Can you do music when you're like? How's your music when you're on acid?
Oh yeah, no, of course. Well, I mean, it's all very like all that stuff is very like automated or muscle memory by now. Like I can pretty much I haven't really tried to do anything like that, but
you wanna get your thing or no?
No.
Okay.
I would get in trouble with the neighbors. It would be very loud.
Oh, could you not do it not loud? Cece's
really.
back.
Cece's back. She looks like she's got something to say.
You can't find your hairbrush.
No.
You got all dolled up. You got your hair out, and now you have no.
I didn't get it out. I want to brush it. It's not. It isn't dolled up. I want to brush my fucking hair. It's not all
Why? Why do you want to brush your hair?
Not about you. It's not me and my hair.
Why do you want to brush your hair so badly, Susan?
I don't know. It feels nice. It's soothing. The same reason as a child I wanted to brush my My Little Ponies.
Okay.
It's soothing. It's not something that I spend all day doing every day. But if I'm tripping, I want to fucking brush my fucking hair.
Sounds like it is something that you spend all day doing every day.
I mean, I have to do it every morning.
So you're saying if you work in a barber shop,
I put my hair back. Like I put my hair in a braid. My hair was in a braid. I like wake up and I brush my hair and I put my hair in however it's going to be held for however long, and then I'll take it down at night and then I go to bed. But now I'm fucking tripping, so I'm like obsessed. It's like it's because I know what it is. It's because it's being like, I'm not gonna be able to say this without sounding so fucking pretentious or even being in English, but I don't know how else to do it. So like being tactile of yourself, like you're like touch, like not in it, like you're I don't know, I am myself and having contact with myself.
You add yourself and having contact with yourself.
Yeah. No, this is just super acid now, right?
No. It's nice. I like the idea. So you're feeling like yourself, but at the same time, you're having sensations that have to do with being yourself.
I mean, like it's you, but it's not. It's that's what you're trying to achieve, right? But it's like
connecting to yourself.
Is that ice? Oh, that.
No, it's paper towels.
Paper towel.
I'm just sweating a lot. It's so fucking hot.
I might go get an ice.
Dane just wrote me that he's lost in Brandenburg and he's got no reception.
Oh my god.
He's just lost in Brandenburg.
I think that's appropriate.
It
is appropriate.
I wish he were here because I love him, but and it feels right.
Let's talk. It does feel right. Let's talk about you said you're feeling yourself, but also connecting to yourself. Those two different feelings of like the minute you touch yourself, you kind of connect to another level, another layer.
Well, it's like when. So you are the self, right? You can make contact with something external. You can pet a dog, right?
Yeah.
And the dog can lick you, right? But somehow it's like you can do both at the same time. You can be external and internal at the same time. You can be like having an effect on yourself, like a snake eating its own tail in a way. It's like it's
An Ouroboros? How do you pronounce that? Ouroboros? The snake that's eating its own. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Sure.
No, go for it.
I know that it has a name. I just don't know it. Yeah.
I didn't even know it had a name.
Maybe it's a Norse spell.
It's not as part of it. We can put it. Yeah. But does that make sense? But I mean, Scott, do you identify with that at all? Like in terms of acid, like when you're, I don't know, tactile.
Oh, like yeah, sure. I like the touching things is nice. Yeah.
And
I love touchy drugs. You know, it's just like with consent or myself.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like with yourself. It's like
any drug is like this is so nice. You know, it's like it's a lovely thing. You know, it's a great. Yeah.
Do you feel spiritual in any way when you do acid?
No.
No, both of you.
There's
no spiritual connection.
I think you can feel like more like emotional about certain things, but it's not. I haven't had because of the acid had it made me think that it was connected to some other thing that wasn't there otherwise before without the acid or anything like that. It's still the same me emotions. It's just kind of things that are more acute or drawn out or focused on, but it's still the same internal human stuff, I think.
Yeah.
You feel the same way?
Yeah.
Because normally what you see, like when they do like depictions of acid and all sorts of things, it's like huge colors and like a feeling of connection to the universe and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I'm seeing some fucking colors, man. But it's all groovy. Like I'm not upset about it. But it's there is no God. How in touch with God do you want me to be when there's no God? You know?
What are the colors that you're seeing? Sorry, Scott, you wanted to say something?
Oh no, I was gonna say it's probably what you're talking about being more connected to shit or whatever. That's just that's the same as empathy or sympathy when you are not high, and it's just that same thing, but it's maybe more intense or more exacerbated, or you notice it more. But it's still the same thing. It's not suddenly I think there's a magic thing that wasn't there before. You know, it's the same regular human emotion. There's just maybe more of it, or you're more attuned to it. But it's still just the same connectedness or whatever is the same human empathy that we would have either way.
Okay. So what kind of colors are you seeing, Cece?
Well,
now you're not seeing anything.
I would say in the same way as Scott's saying, it's not that I'm seeing more colors, it's the colors that are there. It's just maybe it was the edges aren't as sharp, the shadows aren't as sharp. If I'm talking about visually, I mean my pupils are dilated. So my pupils are dilated, there's more light. You know, I mean going into your eyes, and so things appear fuzzier, things appear lighter and whiter, and that feels nice. I don't know. I mean, I
was trying to think about this today too, especially because when I'm taking a not such an intense dose like I have, you really notice that it's there, but you're not seeing in terms of the things that you see and hear differently. You're not seeing. It's hard to say. What am I seeing differently? Because you're not necessarily seeing anything actually change in an empirical kind of way. But you say, okay, I'm looking at a cloud, and I know that I'm I can see it exactly the same way that I normally would. It's not nothing's different about the cloud, but for some reason, I'm appreciating it so much more right now. But I don't know what it is.
Kind of euphoria. I mean, it's it's fucking chemical euphoria. And one of the reasons, that I even wanted to say before, Scott, when we were talking about mushrooms, is that I've only ever had good experiences with acid, and I've had some pretty shitty experiences with mushrooms because mushrooms are poison, and they really fucked up my gut. And I would have
what I said, when I the first hour when I had it, I wanted to vomit, and it was too much. It was way too much, and I thought, yeah, exactly, yeah, good point.
I don't know if it's a thing for women, but it made me feel like I constantly had to pee. Like I had to pee, I had to pee, I had to pee, I had to pee, I had to pee. Even though I had peed and I have to pee, I have to pee, I have to pee.
That's interesting because some people say that like mushrooms are better because they're natural.
Mushrooms are better because they're yeah. So those fucking giving birth in a field and dying in a ditch. Those things are all better because they're natural. I mean, what's wrong with me?
No advocate for nature here, I see. All right, that's cool. All right. So I don't know. I don't want to talk about bad trips because I don't want you to have one. So I don't know how to approach that subject.
Go for it.
I don't think I'm definitely like I must be past the highest point. I think for myself, I think like the highest point for me was like right before when we started, maybe the first like 10 minutes or so. And now I feel like I've kind of like evened out a little bit. Though I've said that before, but I think this time properly. More
you reached, as Cece's friend said, a new level, a new plateau.
A new trip. So. I feel like settled in now. Like I feel like it's not gonna it's not gonna get more intense. It's gonna be around for a while, but I think it's kind of like it's.
So when you say intense, is that the sharpening of the senses? Is that like things that you're noticing? What is it? It's what?
Just like how fucked up I feel, you know, like how much.
What does that mean? Fucked up, like what Cece's doing right now?
Kind of, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, you know, like fucked up, like just the same. It can just be the same as like when you're drunk. Like how much more, like how do you feel like when you stand up and you're kind of like you feel you can just be from alcohol or whatever. Like how fucked up are you?
How much are you like yourself, and how much are you like the person?
Yeah, exactly. Like or general kind of impairment. Like I was on the train, like quite a long train ride home from work while this was basically kicking in. And then when I stood up, and it was like, oh, my legs are like, it was something, I don't know how to describe it, but I wasn't expecting it. It was very wacky. And there's okay, I'm very fucked up now because my legs feel like weird Play-Doh or something like that. But I made it home anyways. So.
How would you describe fucked up, Cece?
I mean, all in all, I feel like Scott has been pretty eloquent on, I mean, like a lot of, you're like, how do you feel about being fucked up? I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, so, I mean.
I think to me, that's what, those are the things I'm afraid of. Like, if I get too drunk, I feel like I'm like half out of it. If I'm too stoned, I feel like it's I feel like I'm digging it in too much into my own brain. Describe like too fucked up on acid, or you know.
I don't know. You would know better than me because
maybe it's the introduction.
So Cece would answer that better than me.
What's the question? What's really the question?
The question is, like, I don't know, like if we're talking, we'll talk about bad trips a bit. Like when I feel like I'm losing myself within it is the time, or I feel like it's never going to end. That's where the times where I start to feel bad.
Have you ever been too drunk?
I've been a little too drunk, yes. Like oh shit, like that drunk. Not like vomiting on the sidewalk drunk.
But that it's what you're talking about it, like feeling like it's the beginning part of the time I took mushrooms was very much like this. I don't know if it's like a bad trip. It wasn't like what I've heard about like bad acid trips being, where you really think like scary. But it wasn't like that. But it was just like I felt horrible and I wanted it to be over. And it was like there's no way to really, you can't do anything. It's just because it's in your own brain.
You felt physically horrible? How did you feel horrible?
Physically, yeah.
I have to pee. Yes. I'm going to go pee.
You're going to go pee? All right. Bring something back with you, though.
Okay.
All right.
What was it? Oh, yeah, no, I felt physically very bad, but then also, like, mentally overwhelmed because I never hallucinated before. And I didn't really, I feel like maybe because because I had like smoked weed a good amount, and the like television shows tell you that if you smoke weed, you're going to see like a flying purple elephant or something like that, and that you can't even hallucinate from weed like at all. So I was kind of skeptical that that could actually happen, that you would actually see things moving and changing. And so when it started happening like quite intensely, and then mixed with like the physical feeling because I ate too much, for what I should have for my first experience with it, then it was like, no, this is very much like it was not like it really was a feeling of like I can't handle this. Like the perceptions that are going into my brain, like from it is not something that I'm able to deal with at all. Like it was very overwhelming.
So there were things moving and shifting?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But that was a lot of mushrooms that it was. But I'm not close to that at all with the amount of acid that I took today or have taken before. And probably I much prefer to take like the manageable amounts where it's just pleasant and nice and you're still relatively in control without, I don't need like the crazy stuff happening. Does
the crazy stuff happen? Because Cece doesn't seem like she's taken 2 tabs, I think, and doesn't seem like it's crazy shit or happens.
That can't be. If that's actually 2 tabs, as in 8 times what I took, that is fucking insane. That can't actually be measuring tabs the same way. Because even
maybe she's just been doing it for years, you know.
Or maybe she has a ton of no idea. Because like taking.
I brought back the best thing.
What do you bring?
Well, I brought back a beer for myself, but I brought back a good thing for you too.
Fuck.
Oh, it's a dog. I think she brought in a dog. Are you okay, Scott?
Yeah, I'm all right. I just realized that I wish that I had more beer, but that I can go to the store. It's okay.
Okay.
When we're done.
If Dane was here, I'm sure he would explain to us the different levels of if you can get like really hallucinations.
He does it all the time. This is like the whole.
I know. Oh, doggy.
She's the most special. She's my grown-up pony. Now that I'm allowed to have a creature of my own to be my slave.
I was actually
shadow government that I've created rich narratives around. Yeah.
I was somebody dog sit over the weekend. It was like the first time that I've like been like had some dog experience in such a long time. Dogs are fucking great. I forgot about them entirely.
Oh,
dogs are amazing. Dogs are amazing.
Yeah.
Let's get on the here. You know what? Give me 2 seconds. We're gonna have some dog action.
You always tend to forget. I mean, I think what I'm kind of getting from you about this drug is that it's just kind of sharpens things and make you kind of look at things in a more intent way. And I feel like we take a lot of things for granted, and maybe this is like a good way to kind of reappreciate things, no?
Yeah, that could be part of it. I can see that.
Including dogs, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that makes sense. That's nice. It's a nice way to put it. Like, I'm gonna make. So
why do you think they Whoa, what?
Oh, I just said I'm gonna make some popcorn later, and I'm gonna appreciate the fuck out of that. So
yeah, fuck yeah. I understand that.
Yep.
I mean, it's so hard to get your mind to be quiet, you know, generally in life. Well, it seems like this thing is doing a good job.
It's nice thing about that. Well, that's what I was saying about like drugs in general. If it's like this one or even any other stuff, like something like weed or even like booze or even like party drugs, is that it gets you very in your. It makes you automatically like quite present, I think. So you're not really worrying about other shit. Like that's why people do it, like to escape worrying about other shit. That's like what entertainment, like for humans, like whether it's drugs or whatever. Sports, movies, TV, whatever stuff is to like ignore all the horrible stuff. So, you know, it definitely does that. Like it brings you right into whatever you're doing or whatever's around, and that's.
Cece, have you ever hallucinated on acid?
Well, what do you mean by hallucinate? Because I'm hallucinating right now. I mean, what do you mean by hallucinate?
I don't know, see things move and shift and things that are not there.
Your faces are like getting like It's
Yeah,
exactly.
she did a lot more.
But I'm not like. Woo! I mean, it's like.
And you know that it's because of the acid.
Yeah,
So
you know
okay.
it's because of
I
the
can see this is fucking crazy, but at the same time, I know that like I can stay relaxed because of it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, the last thing that I took like a very, what was this? Like at the beginning of this year or so, I took a very like quite large dose of 2CB. Which was kind of like is like a little bit similar kind of like to acid, but it was like very, and it got very strong like visually at some point, but it was always the same thing. Everything was just kind of like going like this.
Okay.
That makes sense. Everything was just like moving this way, and it was very boring kind of. But I remember laughing a lot. But there were sometimes it was very overwhelming. I had to like just put a blanket over my head to quiet everything down. It was fun. It's better to take that one, but that's also a nice drug.
I feel calm now that you're brushing your hair, Cece.
Right? It's nice.
Who gave you the brush?
I don't know, CVS.
No, not where did you buy it? Like, where did you get it now? You didn't find it before.
I thought you meant like, did your grandfather give it to you? I'm like, it's a brush. No, I got it. It was. I mean, my desk is a mess, but it was sitting right on my desk. I mean, it's like, I'm drinking, so I didn't see it. But
okay.
I might not have seen it anyway, but I definitely didn't see it because I was tripping.
What? So let me ask you a question. If the level of hallucination is not like so acute, like they try to say in all these, I don't know, scare people to whatever, then why is this thing so outlawed? Why is this not a drug that's being talked about like weed?
I think it's getting closer to being that way. Like there's more like documentaries and shit talking about how like microdosing with acid is like really. I think it's because it can like in rare cases really fuck people up in horrible ways, because they did all those experiments in the 60s and they were trying to do, the CIA was doing the mind control shit with it, right? And then like they were like giving it to people without telling them about it, and then it like some bad stuff happened, and so then I think that's kind of what but I think it's I saw there's like this really funny episode of Drunk History about like this guy, Drunk History, that show?
Yeah. I actually feel like an asshole finish what you're gonna say.
Oh yeah, no. So there's a really funny episode of Drunk History where they talk about like this like doctor in the 60s who was like trying to do like mind control research for the CIA, and he was like giving LSD to dolphins or something like that. And then he was also like having sexual things with the dolphins, and that was part of it. I don't know. Apparently that happened.
I totally believe that.
He was the Bill Cosby of the ocean.
I totally do that. So I feel like it would be weird if I didn't bring up on this show that my ex's grandfather was like one of those like people who was like LSD is a burger. So like
he was anti-LSD. Wait a minute, I think
I could give you, if I wasn't fucking tripping, I could be like, yeah, he was this and he was that, and I can't. I try to not think about my ex-husband enough, and I really never try to never.
How's the lighting?
Oh, the first one. This is good.
I can't really hear you guys. I'm in a car on my way. Look, that's Brandenburg.
Dane, we were missing you, Dane. I was talking to them. I was like, Dane is supposed to be my moderator. And you got lost in the woods in Brandenburg.
That's perfect. That's exactly how it should happen. I mean, that's
a very acid experience in itself, right?
Perfect. Yes. Like, I missed you dearly, Dane, but you couldn't have been anywhere else.
Oh man, I wish I had my headphones. I can't hear you guys completely clearly.
Dane, how's your acid trip going?
It's all right. I pretty much just munched it just to get the start effect. So I had to deal with car sharing companies and stuff, so I didn't want to be tripping balls.
Where are you coming from? Where are you coming in from?
You
Do we know
guys are like
You can hear us.
Bernsteinsee, out the back in Brandenburg.
We were just talking about why it's illegal, and Cece said that her ex-husband's grandfather was one of those anti-acid guys, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But was he like government anti-acid guys, or was it?
Acid government scientist? Government
Oh, wow.
scientist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I could, if I were sober, I could pull the like credentials up, but he was like some kind of CIA. He was like a CIA. So yeah, when he died, my ex found all of these papers that were just all of these like LSD experiment. I mean, like lab reports, you know, like run of the mill. I mean, he wasn't like a mastermind or anything, but he was like one of the people who worked on like LSD warfare, and they were like, yeah, this won't work.
Is Dane still there?
I don't think so.
Are we experiencing Dane like you would in an acid trip? This looks like a weird video clip from the 80s. Oh, he'll be back maybe, hopefully. That's insane. Like, I wonder why. I mean, was it just the fear of kind of fucking with your own brain? Was it like, what was it that scared people so much about these drugs?
Fear of the unknown.
Is that it? Fear of the unknown? Is that it?
Is that it?
Hey, Dane's back.
Hey, Dane's back. Dane, why do you think?
Reception's not
Why
great.
do you think that people are so afraid of drugs, like what of acid and shit? Why does it have such a bad name for years?
I don't know. It's kind of weird, huh? Because like it is, I think I understand, because it can be scary. It can be a sort of an intense kind of experience that you're not going to get without drugs.
Like what? Like how can it be scary?
I don't know. How would you explain an intense sort of like it's sort of slightly uncomfortable sometimes. Sometimes it's the best feeling in the world, and sometimes it's a little bit like, I don't know, if it's kind of like a psychic paranoia. It's like a paranoia but with a different level sort of thing.
So you're hypersensitive to your own paranoia as well.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Hypersensitive to your own paranoia. That's a really...
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure I should take it, because my paranoia can go very, very, very deep.
Just start like that. Or like try a really small amount, and then try the next time, like try an eighth, and then because like there's no way that you can't like everybody can handle an eighth, and then like if that's feels like cool, then you can try a quarter another time. And I've never had more than a quarter myself, but if you start like an eighth is like you'll get the character of what it feels like to have acid in your system, but like you'll be less fucked up than if you like smoke strong weed or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then you'll
I mean, also it accentuates any feelings that you've already got. So if you are feeling very fearful, then it might make the fear a bit more intense. But also, it's the most fun you'll ever have feeling fearful. It's like,
what does that mean?
I mean, sometimes it's nice to be scared, right? And it's like have a bit of an existential crisis on a Monday evening.
Coming for a second, like whenever there's thunder or fireworks, you know, she's really scared, but they can't actually hurt her. You know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know. Okay, the thunder, but you're fine.
So as long as you're aware that this is the acid doing, you'll be fine.
Kinda.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, maybe surely there's people that have sort of predispositions or whatever, but you know.
Have you had how many? Well, what?
I was asking
No,
Dane, are
that's
those
his actually
sunglasses?
glasses. I've seen him wearing these glasses.
Yeah.
So have you had like bad trips after like a lot of uses? Like it just comes and you can't get rid of it, even though you're aware of what's going on?
The only
Cece's
I've never
brushing her
had a
hair.
bad trip.
Never.
No. It just
Cece?
I've had slightly
You had slightly what?
too intense
Oh.
trips, and I've had moments
Oh, well.
in trips where our family for this decide can't deal with it because there's just no point.
Again, can you say that again?
Oh,
Because
did I
you were
lose
cut
you?
off. Yeah, we lost you.
What he said was that he's never had a bad trip.
Yeah,
But you were
because
being...
as soon as you feel yourself start to freak out, you know that this is the rabbit hole. If you keep freaking out, it's only going to get worse and worse.
So you put on your favorite song and then you're somewhere else. I mean, it's almost that you're like,
Yep.
Like early when I was waiting for you guys, like a Smith song came on my shuffle and I was just like, nope. Like,
We're not going there.
I love Smith, but it's like, this is not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're essentially turning yourself into a...
I put on the go. That's what I did. That's like actually what I did is I put on the go.
That's the same thing with that, like with also like with other drugs, even just with like MDMA or something like that, things that like intensify emotions. Like if you have music or something that will like put you in a certain direction, that's kind of like no, we're not going that way. You know, I mean, I'm sure with acid it's like the same thing. It can take you far down a certain direction if you follow it that way, but you can manage it, I think, normally.
So basically, you're turning your whole body into kind of like a giant penis, right? So it's hypersensitivity all around.
What's a giant penis?
Like you just become a giant penis. Everything, every touch, everything becomes hypersensitive.
Are you taking?
Oh, look at her! Look at her!
Yes.
I think that's illegal, but all right. As long as it's not in my country. We're
It's
not
just
in the
piece of
same
paper.
country, and I did not ask anyone to do this.
I would be happy.
So my pocketbook. I've had these 3 tabs of acid since February, and like this shit was gonna happen. So I'm glad it's with you fellas. You know.
Dane, I was trying to find something creative we can all do together. You got a suggestion for that?
Oh shit. I don't know why I'm looking outside. I'm like looking at the landscape for inspiration. I don't have anything there. There's a windmill. How about that? You want to see a windmill?
Talking to all of you on acid, I don't know how the Beatles did it. Like 3 creative people,
man.
you asked them to be creative on drugs, and they're all like, "Oh, look at my hands."
Right now. We've got the 4 of us on a screen right now. All of your games. Would you rather this or would you rather that? What are the 4? If the 4 of us are them, what are we?
If the 4 Beatles?
Because well, glasses.
Called it, not Ringo.
I'll be Ringo. I'll be Ringo. I don't mind. I bring nothing else to the table.
Yeah, Ringo's all right. Well, I don't know why everybody hates Ringo.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a thing that happened.
My hair's slightly more Beatles.
Wow. Compared to the other ones.
Well, obviously Dane is John Lennon.
Yeah.
And then
these aren't Lennon sunglasses.
Yeah, but you're just like the vibe.
Yeah, I'm happy to be Ringo.
I think Dane is just showing off his hair at this point.
Yeah, he looks good. Okay. And
I like this little.
We just took a wrong turn. Literally, like not like. You missed an exit.
Well, at least you're not driving right now.
Again,
Dane,
literally. You what?
At least you're not driving right now.
Yeah.
At least you're not driving. Yeah.
It's never
All right.
a good idea for me to drive. I've never been sober enough to drive.
Yeah, I identify with that.
Oh, the hat's coming on.
That's coming on. It's been sitting here.
Of course, you're a Mets fan. Jesus Christ.
I moved it to put my computer down. So it's been like looking at me. It's been like, you know.
You look like a coach, a football coach from the South right now. You're like,
I feel like, can we talk about the New York Mets for a
I
second?
was just gonna say, of course you're a Mets fan. Like it totally fits your brand. Like it's very. I don't even know why that, but it's just like very much. It's like, yeah, of course, definitely. I would never even. Are you an Islanders fan too? If you like hockey,
I mean, sure. But the only sport I really care about, the only sports I really care about is Mets.
So the tab is melting on your tongue. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, now I'm kind of chewing on it. I mean, now I'm like making a meal out of it.
Wait, are you supposed to just leave it on your tongue, or do you swallow it?
I swallow it. I mean, now I'm just being a dick, but I'll swallow it.
You're supposed to swallow it, yeah?
Ultimately, rather than spit it out, yeah.
All right. I've got an idea. Dane, are you with us still, or are you in the Matrix?
Like rotten eggs. Can I just throw that out there? It's fucking. We must be driving through a fertilizer.
by the cloud.
I love this. This is such a. I'm having such a great time, you guys.
I'm happy to hear that. Let's play an association game. All right. Let's play an association game.
All right.
We'll do let's throw in a word. I'll throw in a word, and everybody tells a story that has to do with that word. Let's try that. You feel like that?
Sounds like fun.
Give it a shot.
All right. So let's go with cow. Is that a good word?
Cow. My college mascot is the cow.
Okay.
Your what is a cow?
College mascot. That's not a good story, but it's something to get out of the way. So now I'm off the hook for cow. So
I don't think that's a small
for
story.
cow.
It's not a good word.
Story,
Let's go.
it's also not a good mascot, right? Our mascot's
It's like it's fat, and it's easily destructible, and it's going to be used in any way possible for
if you want to kill and eat
others.
this thing, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
You're not going to have any problem.
I have some friends who live in like farm country, like outside of Toronto, and something that they would do, like what local teenagers would do when they had nothing like to do on the weekend, is they would get really drunk and then they would go cow tipping. Have you heard of cow tipping?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So how does that work? You just push a cow, or what do you do?
Yeah, you just push it over because then it can't get up. I never did it. I'm from the city. I'm cultured. Like I'm not fucking.
Well, it's because they sleep standing up, right? So you just go and give them a shove, and they don't know what's going on. The poor little darlings.
They just kind of stay there. I think. I don't know. That's all I got for cow.
Cece's just doing all. Cece's using this to party. I like it.
I mean, it's like 3 p.m. where I am. So
yeah, I know. I'm going to bed right after this. I got to work all day tomorrow.
It's time.
Let's ramp your shit up.
I wish I could smoke, man. I'm in a rental car. I can't smoke weed in this thing.
How's the
Oh, no.
how's the connection? How's the connection between weed and acid? Then you're all smoking.
I don't know. I haven't.
Positive.
I think it's
positive.
fine. I don't even like you. I either don't feel the weed or it makes
Don't feel weed.
everything nice. So
I like it.
some people can't handle it, smoking and tripping. Yeah,
Well,
I think
why?
it's a nice mix.
Why can't they handle it?
Well, I mean, I smoke so much that it's sort of normalizing for me. Like if everything feels super weird or whatever from the acid, then smoking just makes me feel like, oh, this is something I do every day. I'm used to this. You know?
Oh, okay. So, Dane, do you have a cow story?
I don't know. I used to live, like my dad used to live on Hare Krishna farms and stuff. So we used to they really dig cows. So they're all just wandering around everywhere. That was why I stopped eating meat the first time, because I was a kid and I was hanging around cows all the time. And I was like, oh, these are pretty amazing animals. They're very peaceful.
And yummy.
The old now.
I'm vegan. I'm vegan.
I know.
I shouldn't have brought this up in the first place.
I mean, you know.
You animals. Predatorial, stone predatorial animals. Well, what? What was that? You were saluting what?
No, I wasn't really.
Thank you for your service. What is the most comforting thing that you have, or that you have, or that? What is the one thing that always gives you comfort?
Dog.
Deep question.
Yeah.
I don't know. My mom?
I don't know.
All right.
Can't go wrong with weed.
How would you describe comfort?
Dog.
I don't know, like the complete absence of anxiety, maybe.
Oh well,
So
in that case, there's very little comfort. The
Now I
complete
understand
absence of anxiety? You're talking about death,
Orange,
Scott. Not...
here's the thing. You want someone to talk you into doing acid.
Well, I'm thinking about doing it. I'm probably gonna do it, and I just wanted to see how the experience was.
You've conscripted 3 ne'er-do-wells to watch us be on acid to see whether or not you care to do acid. And
Well, this
you
is
should, and maybe you shouldn't, but we can't decide that for you.
no. I'm not asking you to decide. I thought it would just be fascinating to watch for me and for people watching and see if what they think about the experience from the outside. Because I don't think a lot of people either know when people are tripping on acid, or they've never seen.
Exactly,
I got a good story about that.
All right.
I tripped at my wedding, obviously, and
I wonder what that marriage ended. No, I'm kidding.
We were together for 13 years. I mean,
No, I'm kidding. I'm
not,
I'm kidding. All right. So you were tripping on your wedding.
So, like weeks or months later or something like that, I mentioned it to my childhood friend who had been at the wedding, but is no longer my best friend. And my dogs had been they were like the flowers, whatever you call it, not flower children. I can't think of the flower girls or whatever the fuck. And my friend was like, "Oh my God, you did acid in front of your dogs. Did the dogs were being crazy?" And I was like, "You didn't notice? What is wrong with you?" I don't know.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I feel like dogs can notice it more than humans, but somehow.
I mean, sure, but that's not what she did.
But they're not worried about it, are they? They just seem to like everything. They're like,
yeah. Right? Yeah. See you next time.
So the dogs identify with you. They're like, yeah, everything does sound and smell 1,000 times more than. Like really, when you're taking acid, you're catching up to the dogs. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, I see.
Like, why does everything sound so intense? Your dog's over there, like you're preaching to the choir, man.
So I shouldn't take acid when there's fireworks outside. You're saying?
No, or
you start chasing your tail and barking at nothing.
Oh, especially with my Israeli paranoia.
Oh, but the lights. I mean, to me, fireworks is one of the prime time to take acid. Put earplugs in. But because I mean, yeah.
How do you explain that shit? Like you take a drug and suddenly it just changes the way you perceive things.
It's
Isn't
like
that weird?
every line becomes a rainbow instead of a line.
Wow.
That sounds great.
I mean, I just like
yeah. It's crazy the way the science behind it is different.
The what? The science
we did some acid the other night. What?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
We did some acid the other night and went out for a big hike, like a quarter of a tab and then 10 kilometers hiking is entirely possible. I didn't think it would be possible to do acid and then go for a long hike, but it was amazing. And then we went swimming and then went up a hill and watched a meteor shower. It's fucking excited about it.
That sounds
Wow.
amazing.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend to anyone who is anyone who isn't confident handling acid or handling swimming. I wouldn't recommend combining the two. But if you're fine with both of them, oh man, what a combination!
How does swimming feel like when you're on acid?
It's the fucking second we hang up, I'm jumping naked into the pool.
That sounds like fun. How does it feel though? How does it feel?
There's nothing like it. It's very nice. I mean, in general, swimming feels like, even if you're not on anything, swimming it's like a surreal experience. You know, you're floating and you can do flips and stuff. If you're like tuned into the childlike nature of it, it's very strange in general. And then when you're tripping, it's like the water sort of doesn't quite look solid or liquid. It just looks like this weird substance, and you're connecting to it. So nice. Did you hear the GPS?
We hear the German GPS. All right.
Yeah, it's trying to tell us how to get home. Jeez, we have to do like a figure eight.
Anybody
So sweaty.
Anybody wants to say anything?
Well, Eva wants to say, "Yep, we're supposed to be right there," but I think that was not for the sake of this conversation.
Will you tell her that I give her like a warm hello? Well, not warm because I know what warm means in German, but like tell her that I say like a friendly hello, and she speaks English and can hear me.
Cece gives a warm to friend.
That's a cutoff hello.
I mean, she understands the sentiment of I'm acknowledging that she exists and I'm so high.
I think Scott has left us. Scott has gone to non-existent. Scott has been off.
Scott,
where are you at, Scott? Where are you at?
How much did you take, Scott?
No, just a quarter, and no, it's just the joint that I just had. It's really fucking done me in. Holy shit.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this question. Is this fun? Are you enjoying yourself?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is great.
Okay. Cece?
I got to show you guys my ponies. Oh, my God. You have no idea. This is going to be like a top day. When I like look back on my deathbed, I'm going to be like, I got to tell those 3 random people about my ponies.
Wow. That sounds amazing. I'm glad that happened.
Okay.
Dane, what about you? Even though you've just been here for like 30 minutes?
It's been a lot of fun, man. I wish I could have come in earlier. We were stressing. We thought we weren't going to get out of the car park, and then we couldn't get in the car. But now we're on our way.
All right, man. So I'll have you on another day.
But I think we should do this again sometime.
Yeah, let's do it. I think maybe we can prepare something that we know that will kind of induce it in a way, or do something with it. I think that will be a good idea to try.
What are you doing, Cece?
It seems like this is wrapping up, and if this is wrapping up, I want to take all my clothes off and go in the pool.
I think that's what's going on. I would suggest you wait unless you want everybody to see you naked.
I will.
All right. So, what would you say to people watching at home? Like just a general thing. Just everybody, just give one thing, and then we can finish this up.
Acid is great. Just don't.
You don't have to. You don't have to promote. You don't have to promote or not promote it. Just say whatever you want. Sorry. Now you do it.
No,
what do you want to?
It's like say goodbye. Say goodbye. I love that. That is it's perfect. Oh no.
He's back. I don't know what that is. All right. Scott, what did you want to say?
Oh, I think it's a lovely. I've especially in the smaller amounts, like I was saying, like it's a lovely drug. It's great. It's a lot of fun.
People have been telling me that this is my drug and I should be taking it, but I don't know. I don't know why they say it.
I mean, you're gonna
Yeah, it is. Look, I think that people who get anxious on acid are not actually anxious people. I feel like people who have real anxiety to deal with when they take acid, they're like, oh, this isn't anxiety. This is a drug-induced effect.
Yeah.
You know? It's people who have never dealt with anxiety before
Like,
that take acid and go, why is my heart beating fast? You know?
Okay. All right, Cece, what do you want to say?
You know, everybody. That was a good one too. I don't know. What would I say? My thing is all going to be about dogs and ponies. I mean, I like moments. Goodbye. I'm not.
Cece just took her clothes off and went to the pool.
She done?
I think she ruined her computer or something. She just took her clothes off and went to the pool. That's what's happened. This is amazing. I love it.
Okay.
All right.
All
So, Dane, you reckon I'll be fine? No anxiety. I'll just have a good time.
I'm sure you'll be fine, man.
Start with
absolutely. With me or Brendan or me and Brendan, you'll be fine.
Let's do it. All right. Cool. Well, anything you want to say to the few people watching?
Why are they watching? Have they done any commenting or anything?
Actually, we have no comments today,
in
which was interesting. Yeah, I think just people just watched it like it was Big Brother, a weird episode of Big Brother. People have just been watching us.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing to watch. I think 3 people tripping at different stages. I think it would be interesting for you to do the first time you do it, sort of thing, to stream. But that would also be a bit intense, maybe for a first.
Yeah, might be a bit intense.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, well,
All right.
no, nothing in particular. But thanks for watching, and do some acid.
I didn't mean to be like an acid promoting show, but everybody says their own thing. Guys,
tune in, turn out, drop out, all that shit.
All that shit. Drop out. If you're in Berlin, you're already dropped out of society, so that's fine. Anyway, guys, thank you to Scott and thank you to Dane. These guys have shows they're doing. You can go in their profiles and check it out. Truth and Lies. Scott is not currently producing a show, but yeah, go check out the page Truth and Lies. This man over here is the host of that show, so it's a bit insane. It's also one of my favorite shows in Berlin, so go check it out. I want to thank you. I hope you have a great remainder. Oh, fuck it. Continue your trip happy, and I'll see you guys later.
Thank you, Ari.
Legend. See you, man.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
Ari. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right, guys, that was our show. Fucking A. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I really thought like acid is like a drug. You go, boo, 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 and everybody's just going to be weird and shit. But actually, they were just seemed normal to me. They seemed like they were chill and normal, enjoying the moment and kind of vibing the stuff that's going around them, And like all these kind of ideas of what acid is just was not depicted in these 3 specific people. And I also kind of know these people because they're comedians. And they are, like me, where all comedians are fucked up in a way. And they didn't seem like they were too fucked up. They actually seemed kind of nice. So you know what? Maybe I'll believe my own eyes, I guess. Anyway, guys, this show happens on my comedy cult, Ori Halevi. So if you want to share this, because this show is free and I do all sorts of experiments, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's interesting. It'll be great if you just share it with your friends or share my page or like my page. Because I do live events and I do comedy shows. I have a comedy show this Wednesday on Maz Comedy Club. If you haven't heard of it, go to my page. You can see the show that I'm doing there on Wednesday. It's an improv show with very good stand-ups. And guys, love you. Thank you very much. This show happens every Monday, every Wednesday, usually 7:30 p.m. Sometimes happens at 8. And it stays online, so you can watch it. And thanks very much for watching the whole way. And love ya. Bye-bye. Wait, let's do this. Boom.